All right, let's get to national security here. Now, the government dragged its feet on detainees at the back end of last year. This is following that High Court decision. Now we're learning 2 months on that it still hasn't made a request to try and lock them up again. I mean, is that acceptable, given that it's 2 months on now and there's teams of lawyers working on it, Stephen?
Well, the lawyers work at their own pace sometimes. Having been in government, you wish that legislation and regulations could be drafted faster than they seem to be able to. And often you get told behind the scenes, look, we've got a shortage of drafters, which in this situation is not really good news for the government. I mean, we've got a number of people who should be detained, but what we need to understand and not forget is this is legislation championed and put through Parliament by Peter Dutton. At the time, I remember the arguments at the time that this legislation would not stand High Court scrutiny. And so Peter Dutton said, I don't care, I'm just going to do this anyway. I'm going to put legislation that we knocked over. And all the period of the Liberal government, this was under a challenge. And Peter Dutton and the Liberals did nothing to make this a safer piece of legislation in terms of its High Court challenge status. So the Liberals have got not a lot to jump on about this. Labor needs to get on with this so that it can reassure Australians that people
I guess they do. I mean, I've had the coalition on. Is the tail wagging? I know you said that lawyers work at their own pace here, and you're right, they do. But is the tail wagging the dog here?
Yeah, no, look, I think the government need to put its foot down and say we want to see whatever legislation, whatever requests, whatever they need to be getting, putting the pressure on behind the scenes. So people who should not be out there endangering safety, at least being monitored, at least being considered to be returned. The High Court did set out a set of guidelines that would allow some individuals to be detained, and we just need to crack on with it.